Good evening, children. How are you all? I hope everyone are doing fine. So, in our previous class, we studied about clinical thermometer, isn't it? So, in today's class, let us study in brief about laboratory thermometer. So, let's begin. Coming to laboratory thermometer. Children, we studied in our previous class about clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer is only used to measure a body temperature, isn't it? So how about to measure other hot objects? So which is that thermometer we use? So we have different types of thermometer. For example, you people have noticed that there is a weather report column in a newspaper. So how do they measure the temperature of weather? So that is through maximum minimum thermometer. So that is the reason they give weather reports daily. So how do they measure that? They use maximum minimum thermometer to measure the temperature of a weather. So like this, we have different way of measuring temperature using different thermometers. Okay, so here you will be studying only about laboratory thermometer. Only for knowledge purpose, you should know that minimum and maximum thermometer is used to measure weather. In detail, you should know how this laboratory thermometer works like. And here you can notice in the picture how laboratory thermometer look like. So it is quite larger than clinical thermometer. It is very big compared to clinical thermometer, isn't it? And even the measurement also varies from clinical thermometer. Okay, so the range of measurement you can see in laboratory thermometer is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. Okay, so just observe here. You can see the units here. It is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. So now let us learn how this thermometer is used. To measure a temperature of water with a laboratory thermometer, we have two activities to be performed. Okay, it is given in your textbook as well, page number 38 and 39. So activity 4.4 explains that we should take some tap water in a beaker or a mug. Okay, and taking this laboratory thermometer, we need to dip it in water so that the bulb is immersed in water but does not touch the bottom or the sides of the container. You should immerse the thermometer in such a way it should not touch the bottom of the beaker or sides of the container. Okay, and you need to hold the thermometer vertically like how I am showing in a picture. You need to hold the thermometer vertically and you need to observe the movement of mercury. What is mercury, children? Here mercury is a liquid metal used in thermometer, and you need to observe the mercury thread. It shows the movement. Okay, so we should wait till the mercury thread becomes steady. Now what you need to do is you need to note the reading. So this is the temperature of water at that particular time. Okay, if it is cold water, you can see the temperature like 7 degree. Okay, so now compare the temperature of water like according to time intervals. Okay, and if you see the variation, you can note it down. And in addition to the precautions to be taken while reading a clinical thermometer, should be kept upright, not tilted. So you should keep it upright. You should not tilt the thermometer. And bulb should be surrounded from all sides by the substance of which the temperature is to be measured. The bulb should not touch the surface of the container. So this is the precautions you should take up when you are using any thermometers. Okay. So next activity, that is activity 4.5. So in first activity, we are taken cold water. So in next activity, we will be taking hot water. So we are taking some hot water in a beaker or a mug. Dip the thermometer in the water and you should wait till the mercury thread becomes steady and you need to note the temperature. Now take out the thermometer from the water. Observe carefully what happens now. So you notice that the mercury level is raised because we have taken hot water. The level of the mercury begins to fall, isn't it? So this means that the temperature must be red while the thermometer is in water. So while you keep the thermometer in the water, hot water, you should notice the temperature. When you take out the thermometer out of the beaker, what happens? Automatically the mercury level falls down. That means you should read the readings when the thermometer is in water itself. When you take out, what happens? So the level of the mercury will fall down because the temperature varies. You are taken out from the beaker. So you need to read the measurement or a temperature when the thermometer is in water itself. So you may recall when you are taking your own temperature, you have to take the thermometer out of your mouth and note the reading. So can you then use a laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature? We can't, because when we are taking out the thermometer from our mouth, the temperature falls down. So we can't get the accurate temperature. So that is the reason we use clinical thermometer only to measure body temperature, not in case of, not we won't use any other thermometer to measure body temperature, isn't it? And we don't feel convenient to use laboratory thermometer for measuring body temperature. It won't be that convenient, isn't it? And why does the mercury not fall or rise in a clinical thermometer when it is taken out when it is taken out of the mouth? So observe a clinical thermometer again. So do you see any kink near the bulb? So that is a typical kink near the bulb. So I'll show it in the, I think you can observe in a previous slide. So kink, so it is a down part of a thermometer. So what is the use of this kink? So it is preventing the mercury level from falling on its own. So this happens in case of clinical thermometer. The kink plays a role there. Okay. So it prevents the mercury level from falling on its own. So that is the use of kink. So that is why when you take out clinical thermometer out of your mouth, the temperature remains the same. Okay. So this is about measuring temperature of water, both hot water as well as cold water, using a laboratory thermometer. One important thing should be known is, so there is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in thermometers. Mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of if a thermometer breaks. These days, digital thermometer available which do not use mercury. So children, mercury is very toxic. So in case by mistake, if the thermometer falls down, what happens? The mercury may come out of the thermometer. So this mercury is very toxic. So that is the reason we use digital thermometer nowadays. Okay, and this doesn't contain any mercury. I hope everyone had followed today's concept, and you should know a major difference between a clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer, so to understand it better. So children, I'll send you the notes for the previous chapters. So do complete it. No worksheet will be sent. You need to complete the classwork. You need to write it in classwork book. Okay children, see you all. Have a good day.